We are live on the Cowboy Channel for the Washington State Fair here in Puyallup, Washington. The greatest fans in all the world, of course, those are rodeo fans, have made their way here, and it's all about celebration, celebrating this great sport we love here at the Cinch Playoffs, and lots of festivities to be had. We're eating popcorn, we're eating food, but this is what it's all about here at the Cinch Playoffs. Our top rodeo contestants, Wyatt Casper, Lummus, and many others trying to inch their way to another National Finals Rodeo qualification. Welcome to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We are here in Puyallup, Washington for the Cinch Playoffs. This is such an exciting final day here in Washington. We have an amazing crew that we're bringing you. The weather's, it's a little interesting. It's a little overcast, perfect for Rodeo Live weather. We have a great crew here. I'm Janie Johnson. I'm going to be your host here, but we have an amazing team joining us. I'm excited to introduce you to Tim O'Connell, three-time world champion. You've been with us here on Cowboy Channel, but your first time ever here at Rodeo Live. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
We're excited to have you. Sierra Spratt, as fabulous as ever, and of course, five-time world champion Luke Branquinho joining us here on the show. And we're all happy to be here at Puyallup. I say it's your first time here at Rodeo Live, but it is not your first time to Puyallup.
No, I've been competing in Puyallup my entire career. This is the next best thing to being inside the arena. I can say that for sure.
Yeah, as we take a look at some of your rodeo highlights, I know this gives you chills to relive these amazing moments in your rodeo career. So we're just really excited to get that first-hand perspective. You've been on the phone with contestants, directors, everybody all morning to bring us that exact perspective we need.
Yeah, the directors, the horses, the guys, there's so much at stake in Puyallup now. With the Cinch Playoffs to Sioux Falls, everything has to go your way at this event to set yourself up for the national finals. And as it shakes out, the guys that are on the bubble are stepping up to the plate, and the guys that are in world title races are also trying to push their way forward. It's really interesting. The matchups are really good today. This is going to be a fun day of rodeo.
Yeah, and Luke Branquinho, I think you know pretty firsthand how much Puyallup can change the direction of your season, and it's even more so now in 2025. Take us back to your rookie year, your first trip here, or maybe not here.
Yeah, well, it was a two-header, and we came and competed in the slack, and we were staying in Ellensburg a couple hours away before we ran our second one. We're sitting in the truck, and the older veterans say, hey, what time's the perf start? So I grabbed the Business Journal, which was literally like a newspaper back then, flipped over, I said 7 o'clock, threw it on the dash. They said, are you sure? And I said, what, do you think I'm stupid? Well, I was stupid. It started at 2, we pulled in 3 o'clock, Bulldoggers were walking out, like, where you guys been? You got turned out. And I will promise you, they say you never turn out a good one. I turned out the very best one.
Well, but it all turned around for years after that here at Puyallup. You've got some good history that happened years following.
Yeah, I did. I actually got to ride around the arena as a champion and got to kind of cock that 30 gauge. I think they gave it with the Puyallup engraved on the butt of the gun, and it was pretty awesome. And I won second a couple times. I've had a lot of success here at this rodeo.
That's how I remember it. Puyallup. And Sierra, you have been to every single stop here on Rodeo Live. First trip to Puyallup. We're excited for you to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It seems like every single rodeo I go to, I might have been there before, and it's not quite as I remember, as just watching. But then when I get to this stage, I'm like, oh man, you get right up on the action. You know everything that's going on. I feel like I got the inside scoop going into watching it, and I feel like I have a good feeling about what's going to happen.
It's an exciting day. I feel like the energy has been building with every single Rodeo Live on our way to get here to the Cinch playoffs. And, it wouldn't be a rodeo if we didn't talk about the weather, because that does make a difference in pretty much every single event. Weather is looking cloudy. It's a beautiful 65 degrees outside, not very much wind. But this is kind of fun rodeo weather. These horses, they're going to be feeling good in the bareback riding.
They are. This kind of weather makes them bareback horses and the saddle bronc horses feel really good. They get that little extra energizer. They're not hot. They're not cold. They buck extremely well in weather like this.
Well, and I always think about the barrel racing, of course. The ground, it's been phenomenal. We've had arena records, but what do you think the weather's going to affect with the times there?
I mean, there was a little bit of rain, I know, so sometimes it helps the ground, sometimes it hurts the ground. I guess we'll never know. I mean, the good thing is that these horses and this committee that has, put so much effort into making the ground safe with these horses that are worth so much money, and the barrel racers that put everything on the line every single run, I think we're going to just see some great times like we've been seeing all week.
It's been such a good rodeo, and of course we do have to give an update on the 8-time world champion Stetson Wright. In his first round, he actually got bucked off the horse Cloudy Skies, and we all want to bring you an update with him. Katie Lucas on Stetson.
Biggest stories that came out of yesterday's performances here in Puyallup is one that we certainly did not want to tell. Just up the hill from the arena here at the Puyallup Rodeo is the hospital where 8-time world champion Stetson Wright spent the night after his competition in the matinee performance yesterday. As he came down from his bucking horse, the horse stepped right on his torso. He immediately called our Justin Sports Medicine team to assist him. They got him out of the arena and quite quickly to the hospital to be checked out. Our Justin Sports Medicine team reported to us that Stetson suffered a laceration in his pelvic area, broken ribs on the left side, a collapsed lung on that left side from the rib puncturing it. But the good news is they didn't have to put a chest tube in, and that will significantly cut down on healing time for Stetson. At this point, it is too soon to speculate when he will return to competition. We will continue to bring you updates as they become available. For now, I know the entire rodeo world is sending healing thoughts and prayers to the world champ.
Wow, isn't that the truth? The entire rodeo world, I'm pretty sure Facebook has blown up wanting constant updates on Stetson Wright. You guys have both underwent some pretty serious injuries in your career. When you hear that, when you hear about the ribs, the lungs, everything, Tim, what goes through your mind?
I mean, a lot goes through your mind. What made me nervous yesterday is how he immediately got up and called for it. When you get in a situation like that, to where when you get stepped on and you have so much adrenaline running through your body at that point, for you to know immediately that there is something wrong and you're calling for help. Rodeo cowboys and cowgirls, they don't call for help very often. And when you see that, when he goes to call for the sports medicine and someone to get to him, he knew something was wrong right away. That just goes to show how important the Justin Sports Medicine team is, coming in, getting him to the hospital immediately and getting everything under control in a situation, because you don't know how bad that situation is.
Right, exactly. And Luke, of course, we're all huge fans of Stetson, but he's also a friend of ours. We care about him a lot. You had a chance to talk to him this morning, kind of just to check in on him.
Yeah, I went to the hospital visit with him, and I walked in, and I was there with his brother, and the nurses came in, and the doctor, and they're like, are you guys all family? And he looked at me, he's like, yeah. And I said, I'm Uncle Luke. But yeah, they came in, they said, you're checked out good, everything looks good, we're going to release you in the next hour. But what do you do for a living? He's like, well, I'm a rodeo cowboy. Well, you're going to need at least 6 weeks off before you get back on the horse. And Stetson kind of looked, and okay.
Yeah.
And he said, I got about 3 weeks before Sioux Falls. So, but Tim, that's the type of mentality that us cowboys, that's what we do. That's what we're under. We get to feeling where we're okay, know we can go still compete, whether we have pain or not. And that's where Stetson is.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game, right? Like, the rodeo cowboy is going to cut every corner to get back out here. You don't get paid unless you go play. And he's one of the best players that we've ever seen in the game of rodeo. Make no mistake, he's rodeo with injuries his entire career. When you ride saddle broncs and bulls, you're bound to be banged up a majority of the season. An injury like this, with the ribs, with the lung, 3 weeks, I think he can pull it off. If anyone can do it, Superman's going to do it.
Absolutely.
I really do think that I'm sure the Justin sports medicine team knows that when you say 6 weeks, they're thinking 3. I wonder if the guys at the hospital, though, I mean, those doctors, they probably don't know that he's planning on coming back in 3 weeks.
Well, exactly, and Luke, you mentioned it. He is into Sioux Falls. He's going to be at that Governor's Cup in both the bull riding and the saddle bronc riding. He has shown throughout his entire career that he's tough. He's had to take that season back. And the thing that I want to mention that we always mention anytime when it comes to the Wright family, of course, Stetson, all the brothers, Ryder, he wins the round. We didn't get to see a winner interview because Ryder went straight to be there by Stetson's side. And I think when you have that kind of family support, somebody pushing you, somebody that's going to be there to help you on and help you as soon as you get off, that's going to push Stetson to do even better to get recovered in time for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and Ryder was there when they came in and say, hey, we're going to check you out. And they're like, you better do it within the next 45 minutes or he's going to have to stay a few hours extra here at the hospital because I got to go get on my bronc.
Well, of course, we're all thinking about Stetson right now, wishing him a very quick recovery. I hope he gets to go home, rest, and I have a feeling we're going to see him at his best at Sioux Falls in just a short period of time. And if not, we'll see him at the National Finals Rodeo where he belongs. Excited to have him back for this season. But here in Puyallup, it has been an amazing year already. We've had so many arena records. Don't you just love to see that? That's what rodeo is all about. We got to start with the very first one that we had, and that was our breakaway roping. And, I feel like we see this every time in the breakaway roping. New arena record, new arena record. This sport, it is so competitive.
But I mean, you do not see low 2-second runs of the breakaway roping in Puyallup. And they set it out there a little bit further. It kind of reminded me of Calgary's setup. It seems like in Calgary, they wanted to set it out there, but then somehow Jackie Crawford was able to get a 2.1. Bo, exact same thing. This was not a layup shot. This was a reach. This was her horse working. And I mean, I've seen Bo Peterson make this run in almost every kind of setups.
Yeah, and in the team roping, this is such a cool story that we've been following. The new arena record right here, 3.7, Clay Smith and Nikki Northcott. Of course, we all know the two-time world champion Clay Smith, but Nikki Northcott, that is what makes this pair just the real story here.
Yeah, and a veteran and a rookie, really. I mean, that's what you see here. Now, Nikki Northcott, we call him a rookie, but this kid has been doing this for many years at such a young age. He's so handy with that heel rope. But when you match him up with Clay Smith, Clay knows how to hit the start, ride the great horses, get it out of his hand, and then you put Nikki on the back end and clean it up. Great run right there for that team. And look out, because they're at the bottom of the standings. They need to win. This is a great place for it to happen.
It's going to be exciting to see what they can get done to finish out their year. In the barrel race, we had 2 arena records. Katie Jo Halbert, she comes out here on this horse king that has stepped up to the plate for her this year in such a big way. 13:54, but Sierra, this record, it was amazing. It did not last very long, but Katie, she deserves this moment.
She really does. I mean, don't you just hate that when you have it? She was the very first gunner this entire rodeo. I can't imagine the confidence that gave her and King. But no, it did not last. But it was Anita Ellis that came in. She's been on an absolute heater. We were able to have her on a past Rodeo Live show. Such an incredible story. She had a huge gap in her career. I mean, she came back after 27 years from an injury, and just watching her explode this season has been so fun to watch.
Well, that brings us our Tractor Supply winning moment and your new arena record in the barrel race. Like you said, Anita Ellis and Rico. This horse is a 5-year-old. They just won the Calgary Stampede. They're moved safely into the top 10 in the world standings. They bobbled that third barrel, 13:52, now in the history books. And what a season. Of course, Anita, she's gone through so much in her career, came back to barrel racing after a severe back injury, finally had surgery. She starts maturing these young horses. This horse is only 5, fresh off his maturity season and already dominating the world standings. She's headed to her first NFR. She has an amazing background, but it's very cool to see all the records that have been broken this season. And we're not even to the final day here. Tim, as you take a look at the records, we're all talking timed events. What are we going to see in the rough stock? You think we're going to break some records?
I think we're going to get really close. This 8 round should set up some really good guys against these 4 horses in the finals. And when I look at these 4 horses in the finals in both events, especially the bareback riding, a horse that's been in contention for Horse of the Year in Agent Links might be the weakest horse in the pen. You have Disco Party, you have Tater Tot. I mean, this is a round that big things can happen. If the mix gets right in this long round to moving into the 4 round, we could see scores explode in the finals.
Well, the timed events have been all about arena records, so it's time for the rough stock to go ahead and step up and break a few as well. I think it's going to be fast. It's going to be an amazing day. The final round here at the Cinch Playoffs. When we come back, we're going to get to talk to this Australian right here. World champion Kai Hamilton joins Rodeo Live.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. It is the final day here at the Cinch Playoffs in Puyallup, Washington. We have a pretty incredible guest. This is definitely a fan favorite. I'm glad to have him on here. Australian, he's a world champion. Kai Hamilton, you are having the amazing comeback season. How you feeling today going into the finals?
I'm feeling good. I got a pretty cool bull drawing, so I'm looking forward to it.
I know you have a little bit of time to get ready for the bull riding. We actually woke you up this morning. You said good thing you wake up pretty, so we're happy to have you here on the show. Are you feeling good? I don't want to point this out, but there is a little something on your chin there.
Yeah, first night, well, it went well, but it ended a little rough, but got a couple of stitches, but that's all right. You'll have that.
Well, I got to ask, Janie, sorry to interrupt, but Kai, coming back this season, coming off World Championships, struggled the next year, this has to be an incredible feeling to be in the position you are now. I mean, you're really, the way you're riding now it's trumps how when you won your first gold buckle. Don't you feel like that? Because that's how we all see it.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm riding better now than when I was then, and it was a long road. Last year was rough. I honestly didn't know if I wanted to keep doing it. I mean, you work your whole life to win something, then you win it, then you're like, well, what now? And so I had to go back to the drawing board and reset some goals and figure out what I wanted. And so far this summer, it's kind of kicked off back how it was, and it's good. It's a lot more fun when you're winning.
Well, when you talk about the world champion hangover, I've been through it. Luke, when you hit the pinnacle of your sport and you can't go any higher, it is so hard to reset your goals to say, well, I want 2 or I want 3. Well, I want to be the greatest world champion of all time. And then you go through the struggle of last year. And what's most impressive to me is the fact that you were out all last year, same as me. So your qualifications get stripped as well. So you don't get into the big winter rodeos. You don't get to go to Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston. You have come through the hard way this year. So what does that mean for you to where the position that you're in right now, coming like basically a rookie that burned his rookie year?
Yeah, it wasn't much fun not getting to go to Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, those ones, and so I kind of just went to everything in between. But I knew once the summer rolled around and I was able to get into everything, I knew going to the NFL wouldn't be a problem, and now where I'm at, I can see the mountaintop, so it's all guns blazing, and it's gonna come down to the last round of the finals, so I'm looking forward to it.
Now, Kai, we did see the long list of rodeos that you have won here in 2025. Was there a particular ride, a moment this season that you thought, all right, I am back and I am riding better than I ever have?
I think it had to be Reno's Extreme Bulls for sure. I'd just taken a month off. I'd been having a bunch of hand troubles, and when I got there, it wasn't bothering me, and I knew if my hand wasn't bothering me, nothing would. So that was the one that kind of kicked it off, and it was a great start to the summer. So.
For me as a fan, I feel like when I really saw you and I thought Kai Hamilton is back in full form was kind of in April around San Angelo time. You showed up for that interview and you just had a new energy about you. You had all this excitement to be back on the road. Of course you're excited to be back to winning, but just being back in rodeo and having all your fans and getting to hit all these places again, what is it like to be back amongst all that?
Yeah, it's awesome. Last year I didn't really get that. I was out for 6 months and then had hell during the summer and pretty much just went home. So I think that was when it finally all started hitting again and getting to go everywhere, and it makes it a whole lot better, especially when you're feeling good and winning. So.
Well, I got to ask Kai, because all your qualifications got stripped. You had to go to every little rodeo. Did that kind of take you back to your roots? I know for me, like when I got my qualification stripped, I had to go to all the small rodeos. But this is where we started. This is where we started to grow to be the champions we are. And I felt like that really helped me a lot. Did you feel like a little bit for you too?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of took you back to your permit year and even the beginning of your rookie year. You had to go to everything in between, and it was a good grind. It made you appreciate getting into all those bigger ones.
Well, and you had to get on everything, right? You didn't have the luxury of turning out, so you might not have been wanting to get on this bull, but hey, I got on him, I conquered him. Now it's just that motivation, that positivity really keeps building.
Yeah, for sure. Now I can pick and choose.
Yeah.
Well, and I hate to go back to this, but the fact of it is what you did in 2023 is something that I think rodeo fans will remember for generations. Whenever you had that injury, you came back, you won that world championship. Does it ever set in for you that what you did that year is something that people will talk about forever? That's something to make movies about.
Not really. I knew where I was at, and being that close to something you've wanted your whole life, that unless you're in that situation, you probably don't realize you'd do anything to get it. So, I mean, I just did what I thought anybody else would that would be in that position. So, it is what it is.
Well, that's what it comes down to today. Once again, you're going to do anything. We're here in the finals. You're one of two guys who have ridden two bulls here in the rounds. What are you looking forward to today? What do you have to do to get it done?
Just make the whistle. Kind of like that first one Thursday night. It wasn't going to be very fun and desirable, but at the end of the day, if you make the whistle, that's all that matters. And I know they'll have some nice ones in the 4-man round waiting. So,
when it comes to making the whistle, Kai, that's something you will do pretty, you will do ugly. You have that gritted out mentality. Where does that even come from? Where does it come from? From your roots, from JB, from Cody? I mean, when the chips are down, I will always bet on Kai Hamilton.
I think growing up, Dad told me if I was going to do this, he said, you got to be in 110% or we're not doing it. And I think that's where it come from. The guys I looked up to, the JBs, the Troy Duns, them guys did whatever it took to make the whistle, and no matter what they had drawn. So at the end of the day, you're a bull rider. Your job's to ride bulls no matter what they are or what they do.
Well, it's definitely going to be a great group of bull riders that we're going to see out today. We're going to take a look at all of the guys that are going to be competing and the matchups. When you think about your bull, I know that you just mentioned it's not really something that you think too much into, but what do you think of the specific bull that you have? Do you have a plan there?
A little bit. I watched a couple videos of him last night, and he's either going to have a nice trip or he's going to have a wild trip. So I'm just going to be ready for whatever and just try and make the whistle.
Well, and of course, I have to make a little bit of a nod to the Australian thing. You saw Quinn Anderson on there as well. How fun is that having a fellow Aussie in the bull riding?
It's awesome. Now I don't get picked on as much for being the Aussie. But Quinn grew up about 45 minutes from me. We actually went to high school together for about a year or two. I was a little bit older, but yeah, it's cool. It's been good to see him come over here and kind of make his way, and he's doing good this year. So it'd be exciting to have him at the finals.
It's definitely like a little family, the Australians out there on the rodeo road. Kai, you're world champion. You've been amazing all season long. We wish you the best of luck today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely want to keep an eye out for Kai Hamilton competing today in the bull riding. We want to take a moment to talk about a legend, an amazing cowboy, Bobby Kerr. He died on Friday of cancer. In our entire rodeo industry, we're all feeling a lot of emotion, a lot of heavy hearts as we think about this amazing cowboy. He was one of the most handy, most amazing, accomplished horsemen. He truly put the wild Mustang on the map and showed the world what a horse is truly capable of. And he was a cowboy, he was tough, but more than anything, Bobby Kerr was a true friend to everyone in our industry. Friendship that passed through all the different generations. Everyone in our industry has felt the warmth and friendship of this amazing man. At the age of 67, we want to give our thoughts and prayers to his family, as well as our thoughts to an entire industry that loved and will always remember Bobby Kerr. live from the Washington State Fair in Puyallup, Washington. The Cinch Playoffs. We are live for Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. It is the 125th anniversary of this amazing event. People are having a lot of fun out there. I think, is that Butch and Jeff out there on a horse? Well, looks a lot like them, but I don't think that's them. We're having fun. We are bringing some amazing competition. I'm Janie Johnson, along with Tim O'Connell, Sierra Spratt, and Luke Branquinho. Guys, it has been a long journey for these contestants to just get here in Puyallup. Quite the format, 24 contestants, 23 from the tour standings, 1 from the NFR Open. It's not easy just to get in, but when you get here, you got to show up to the plate.
You have to. This is the opportunity where the rubber meets the road. You're in the last 3 weeks of the season. The NFR is on the line. The money is huge. You're either going to make your ticket on the bus, lose your ticket on the bus, or you can absolutely blow a world title race wide open.
Well, that kind of brings me into the format, a little bit of how it all works. And you can be in the top of the standings somehow, but you have to be in the tour standings to get here. And that's kind of changed the game of the rodeo a little bit, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. There's people that are, like you said, not in the top 15, not even in the top 20 in the world standings, but they are able to be here at Puyallup and have a chance to make up that ground. Like you said, Tim, it is an opportunity. You see top 23 in the playoff standings, 2 playoff groups of 12. And this is the key here. You don't have to go head-to-head against all 24. It's 12 against 12. Top 4 move on to today. That's 8, and then the top 4 from top 4 today advance to the 4-man. So this is going to be a fun day of rodeo.
I kind of find that interesting that it's a clean slate for the final round. You don't see that all the time. Do you think that gives certain competitors an advantage, the ones that just kind of go for it every time, rather than maybe ones that safety up think about that aggregate?
100%. This is a gunslinger's format. These clean slate opportunities, you know, like that's the difference maker at the national finals. Someday you just have to go into the national finals, just get the job done, move on to the next day. When you have clean slates, in the rough stock especially, you have to make sure that pin is very even, because you can't give someone the advantage on horsepower and then riding power when someone that's willing to go out there and lay it all on the line, guns blazing, go for the gold. This is that kind of format for them.
When we talk about that journey just to get here, we mentioned 23 from the tour standings, but 1 came from the NFR Open. And so we have 3 remaining survivors that came all the way from the NFR Open Championship in Colorado Springs, an amazing opportunity, amazing rodeo there, that have now made it to the finals here today in Puyallup. That is Dustin Agaskiza, Brody Kress, and Riley Pruitt, all coming from the NFR Open. So to go from Colorado Springs to win that, then to come here and win this, you're almost going to guarantee yourself a trip to the NFR, but that is not always the easiest way to get here. It's going to be fun to watch these 3 guys and see if they can finish the job.
Yeah, but if you look at the standings, these guys are all in the standings. They've made the national finals. So for them to be in this situation, it's no pressure for them. They know how to win in Vegas. They know how to win in Puyallup. They know how to win in Colorado Springs. It's not a question about them knowing how to win. They just need to go get the job done, get more points.
Yeah, so you definitely want to take note of those 3 survivors if you're making your rodeo picks. It's a summer rodeo run, and you want to go make those picks. We're having some pretty big-time competition amongst the 4 of us. I did not send my picks in the group chat. Let's just say that. I'm saving my winners. We're going to go through those later. But you want to get signed up, and you want to sign up before the rodeo starts. This is how you play. Choose your winners, watch the action unfold, win big, so many amazing prizes, money, belt buckles. It's just endless how much fun you can have. And the fun is the most important part of all of it as we follow along and maybe a little bit of friendly competition. But we got to talk bareback riding. The rough stock, Tim O'Connell, 3-time world champion bareback rider. We have to talk about amazing horse that is, I think, definitely in contention for horse of the year. Your RM43 in the weeds, a horse, is none other than Corco Rodeo's Tater Tot. Tim, why is this horse so incredible?
Well, he's so incredible because he's so young. This is a 7-year-old, and you can see as Cade Saunier in St. Paul, when he's riding, this horse has a ton of timing. She gets way off the ground, and the difference is the way she bucks. The way she comes up and pushes that rigging back at you instead of pushing the rigging away, that just gives you all the timing. It puts all the power in your feet, all the speed. Watch Rocker Steiner right here in round 7 of the NFR. When he gives the timing to Rocker, Rocker uses speed against horses, and you can't go any faster than Rocker could ride this horse. He doesn't cover a lot of ground. He gets way in the air. The kick is awesome, and the trip's the same. The one thing that really stands out to me of this horse, she is the same outdoors as she is indoors. There's a lot of horses that are really good outdoor horses that can't handle the lights, the boom of Las Vegas, and there's horses that thrive indoors. This horse thrives in both arenas. When you look at the indoor-outdoor stock score, it is virtually the same. And when you look at the highs on this horse, this is all from this year. 89, 89, 488s. There's multiple 87s on this horse, and that's just because the guys messed her up. Tater Tot goes out there and does the thing every time. As a 7-year-old, this horse is going to have a career of 15 years or more, and they don't hide this horse. This horse has had 20 trips this year. She's had the best guys in the world. She's had young guys on her back, and she doesn't falter.
Well, I know what you're thinking. If you're at home, you're saying, okay, who has drawn the great Tater Tot here at Puyallup? Well, you have to wait and find out, because Tater Tot is going to be in the 4-man. So whoever ends up number 4 is going to be who draws Tater Tot. There's lots of awesome horses going to be in that 4-man, but Tater Tot's your pick?
I have to see who gets it. This round of 4 in the bareback riding is so exciting. You know, like when I look at it, you have Disco Party, Tater Tot, Lunatic Heaven, which they were just 93.5 on in Cheyenne to break the arena record. And you have Agent Lynx, which is a horse that's always considered for Horse of the Year. When you sit there and look at it and you're thinking to yourself, man, Agent Lynx might be the weak one in there, that is a 4-round worth watching.
Well, we need to go through some of the matchups, but of course here on Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply, we got to talk about Rocker Steiner. He's a fan favorite. Luke, you don't have to be a previous bareback rider to understand the energy that Rocker Steiner brings to every arena.
No, you don't even have to be a rodeo fan until you're new and see the energy he brings, because he is all about that. And you can see right here the way he rides his horses, the way he acts outside of the arena. It's 100% energy from Rocker. And Tim, we've seen his whole career. That's how he thrives. That's how he has had the success he's had.
Yeah, the bigger the moment, the bigger he shines. But he's maturing as a bareback rider. When he first popped on the scene at 18 years old and makes the national finals, I mean, a lot of people forgot he broke both feet in Pendleton and came to the NFR with 2 broken feet. He's had trouble in the eliminator pins because of his style. But if you start watching how he's progressed the last 3 years, he's starting to handle these horses, he's starting to ride them better, and I'm excited for his future this year.
Well, no doubt that Rocker has progressed to be kind of a veteran in the game now, but this young man, Bradley Miller, he showed us at the NFR that he is ready to handle absolutely everything. He's number 2. He's fresh back from that groin injury. He does not seem like he's missing a beat.
He doesn't. I mean, talk about a guy that was, want to talk about weak links at the finals. Bradley Miller was kind of like that for me. When I looked at the list of guys at last year's NFR, Bradley was not at the top of my list. You want to talk about catching lightning in a bottle and just running through it? He had one bad round in his first ever eliminator pin that probably cost him a world title as a rookie to the NFR. And after that, you kind of wondered how he rebounded off that. He went to number 1 in the world until he had a groin injury. I mean, he has not stopped shining since his first round of the national finals.
Well, that's your number 1 and number 2. Rocker Steiner, Bradley Miller. We got Jess Pope there at number 3. We're going to be watching that world title race. But the world title race doesn't enter till we get to NFR. We also are covering that bubble race. We have a long list of guys that are really trying to get in there to Las Vegas. Mason Clements, he is one of them. He has been on the bubble before. We have quite a list of matchups. Jacob Lees also was incredible. Won a round. When you're here at Puyallup, you take a look at this matchup right here. What do you think of the bubble guys?
I mean, the bubble race is really good. The guys that are on the bubble seem to have drawn towards the top of this pin, which is incredibly well. You know, you get to that Final Four, you got guys that are down in the race for the tour standings to get to Puyallup, like a Mason, like a Jacek Frost, guys that are not guaranteed inside the top 8 past this. To have that opportunity to get in the 4 round, to move to Sioux Falls, this could be the storybook ending for these guys.
And, I mean, what kind of advice would you give to someone on the bubble today in this position? I mean, like we talked about, it's clean slate. You don't know what you're going to get yet. But, I mean, if you got to talk to that one guy that's sitting 15th, 16th right now, what advice are you giving?
Let it hang out. Just be you. Loosen up. Forget about the pressure of the bubble. You see guys on the bubble tend to crack. They tend to get a little bit tense when they're riding. They're not free. That's why you see, Bradley, Rocker, Jess, they're free riding. They don't have the stress of making the national finals. These guys in the bubble, they tend to tense up a little bit, try to make a little bit too much happen in a ride. These guys have to free up, take it for jump, and if they give you the opportunity to shine, take it.
Well, you heard it right here, the message from the 3-time world champion Tim O'Connell right here. Let it all hang out. We're talking to you, Mason Clements, Jacob Lees. We're letting it all hang out here on Rodeo Live. We have some fun at the fair with this crew when we come back.
Brought to you by RM43, Serious Weed Control, and Las Tunas, International Horse Breeder.
Everyone is having so much fun here at Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply here in Puyallup, Washington for the Cinch playoffs. We are inching closer to who will be the champion out of Puyallup. Of course, we got to talk a little bit of team roping. The sport of team roping, it is ever evolving, and we have a new team. They're just roping together here at Puyallup, but they've done very well. Dustin Egaskiza and Will Woodfin. But, Luke, kind of talk us through how this all works here.
Yeah, so Dustin and Levi Lord started the year out, was having a great year, and then they end up splitting up, and Dustin started roping with J.C. Flake, brother-in-law, and then J.C. didn't qualify into Puyallup, so Dustin had to pick up a partner in Will Woodfin. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, but the thing is, when you have Dustin heading for you, you got a chance to win first, and he has proven that with any partner he's ever spun a steer for.
Well, and it's already gone very well for them. How much could this change the direction of the season for Will Woodfin?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you put him in a position with Dustin heading for him, getting this money won here. Anytime you win big, it's just going to keep catapulting you up, Tim.
Well, and I love to follow that rookie race as well. We talked about it with the new arena record. Clay Smith, he's a true and true veteran of the game, two-time world champion. But Nicky Northcott, he is that rookie to watch. He's had an incredible year.
And I wonder, too, I mean, not to think that it's a risk, but it seems like it could be a risk to pick up a rookie for your partner and try to make another NFR like Clay did. But I doubt he's really wondering how it's going now because it's going pretty good.
Yeah, Tim, it can be kind of like hopping in a bareback rig with that true old veteran in your rookie season. It's kind of intimidating, but he's handling it well.
It's intimidating, but it's such an experience. You get to learn from the veteran, the guy that's been there, done that, and you want what he has. So to get that opportunity to learn from him, rope for him, I mean, that's a rookie's dream to jump in with someone like that.
When you take a look at the groups that is going to be competing in the finals today, we mentioned Clay Smith and Nicky Northcott. We're going to talk about these rodeo picks later on in the show. I'm really eyeing old Jade Corkhill. Been following him. How cool is it to have him back, just dominating another season? It's going to be a really good group, and it's going to be fun to watch the team roping. But speaking of fun, it is time to go into the fold here at the Puyallup Washington State Fair, and I'm feeling a little bit left out. I was not in this group chat. These three here went out with Katie Lucas and had a lot of fun experiencing everything that Puyallup has to offer.
Well, guys, welcome to the 125th Washington State Fair. This fair hosts dozens of food vendors, over 12,000 competitive exhibits, and I hear they even have a 90-year-old wooden roller coaster. Anyone brave enough to try?
Not 90 years worth, no sir, ma'am.
All right, okay, guys, let's go. We're going to go try these rides. Oh, no! The GoPro!
Welcome back, everybody.
That's how wild they got.
Well, for over 100 years now, there has been a fan favorite food at the Washington State Fair. Fisher's has been serving up over 1 million of their legendary scones to fairgoers each and every year. And I think in 2025, our Rodeo Live team is maybe going to help them try break that record.
On your marks, get set, go. That was immediately bad.
I had the right angle.
Got it again. Got.
Oh my gosh.
This is really going to be embarrassing.
Do you come here and practice this?
You never swung a hammer before? I think that probably got it done.
Well, guys, we've had a lot of fun today, but it is fun for a cause. Every year, the Washington State Fair donates over 37,000 pounds to food banks, 28,000 pounds of school supplies, and since 1991, $2 million in scholarships, truly making this 125 years worth celebrating.
Oh, wow. Okay, I wasn't even there, but I am already having so much fun just watching you guys. Luke, you really spurred the heck out of that carousel horse. I mean, you really had some good coaching here from Tim O'Connell.
I wanted to show Tim that even a bulldogger could spur a bareback horse.
Yeah, but apparently the bareback rider is a little bit stronger with the weight.
No, we both hit 500, Janie. I don't know if you've seen it.
I saw
ding.
495.
No, it dinged. Tell him it dinged.
I mean, mine dinged a lot faster than yours
I will
dinged.
say yours did ding faster.
But the surprise
But
of it,
Sierra
Sierra.
dinged it too.
Thank you. They didn't even show
They
it in the
didn't show
video.
it. Yeah,
I'm
well,
quite upset. That
hey,
was.
We don't want to embarrass these guys on national television, you know?
No, I've been
Great
looking
Rubber Barrel
forward
Racer,
to
a
it.
little stronger. I know, but we all know. We all know the truth. Glad you guys had so much fun. And I'm really jealous of all the food because this is kind of an awkward time. I haven't had lunch. You guys were having corn dogs. You were having scones. You were having popcorn. And I'm feeling a little bit left out. So how was the whole experience?
There was a lot of really good food there, and I'm really sorry, but I'm making it up to you right now
You
because
are?
I brought you all the best goodies of the fair. We're
Wait,
bringing
her
it up
or
now.
us? You bring it-
No, not you.
I feel so special right now. You know, who needs lunch when you can have a corn dog?
What, Luke?
Is
this
that
when
kettle
you-
corn?
It's a crusty pup, not a
The
corn
famous
dog.
scone. I got to get my
the
hands on
crusty
these
pup.
famous scones. Okay? I've heard about these for years. Anybody who's ever been to Puyallup, you know about the scones. I have never been to Puyallup. This is my first time here, and so I want to experience everything that the Washington State Fair has to offer. Let's check this out. A little bit of carbs, a little bit of strawberry jam, it appears to be here.
Don't forget about the
Okay,
butter.
cheers. Cheers.
I gave
Cheers.
mine to Luke because he was feeling left out.
Thank you.
It's buttery, it's sugary, it's carby.
It's delicious.
It's everything one ever wants in a scone. I can't say that I've ever had a scone from a fair. One of the many reasons why this is one of the greatest places to be. Look at those fans right there. We're so happy to be here. Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply. We have some celebrity guests coming up, of course. World number 1, Will Lummus in the steer wrestling. He's going to be joining us when we come back. I need to take a break so I can eat this scone. Maybe Will Lummus can help us finish off this food when he joins us next.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Hire, History, Heritage, and a Hell of a Comeback. And Folds of Honor. Honor, educate, unite.
Live from the Washington State Fair. Wow, is that the cutest baby that anybody has ever seen in their entire life? I think it is. I think it is. Little Olivia Lynn Finlay being all cute. So excited to be here at the rodeo, her first trip ever to Puyallup, Washington for the cinch playoffs. We're excited for all the competition, but wow, what a cute baby. Pretty good looking cowboy next to her as well. Excited to be here, and we got to talk steer wrestling. Time to get focused into the competition. Joining us is Will Lummus, world number 1, but we're still talking about that baby. Should we just talk about the baby for the entire segment?
Sure, yeah, that's a beautiful baby.
But I think we should transition to Will Lummus here in the steer wrestling. Will, it's an exciting day. You are having the most unbelievable season. Take us through it.
You know, I got to start the year on the same horse that I got to ride for half a year last year, Swamper, and you know, Winston McGraw's done a fantastic job, and Hazen and Lucky's on the Hazen side. It's just been the same team all year, and I've really drawn some really good chances, but I feel like I'm bulldogging great too. So just kind of everything together, you know, it's been awesome. It really has.
Well, you just kind of single-handedly set us up for our Las Tunas horsepower to watch today. Of course, that is the great horse Swamper. This is such a cool story behind this horse. He was amazing for you at the NFR. Tyler Wagaspack is also going to be riding him here at Puyallup. Why is Swamper so exceptional?
You know, I just think it's the simplicity of it. I mean, you back in there and get to do your job. If you have a chance on whatever steer you draw, and he gives you a chance to win every time. And you know, Dakota and myself and Winston have been riding him all year, and then you know, Wags jumped on him here just kind of cold turkey and won our set. You know, but it's kind of going back to when I jumped on him at St. Paul last year. You know, I'd never run a steer on him, and jumped on him and won second at St. Paul last year. So it's just you know, it's pretty simple just to be able to jump on him and go have a chance to win, and that's what Wag did here. So.
When you talk about consistency, you started on him halfway through last year, had so much success, world #1, and you've been dominant all year long. Every time you nod your head, it's like Will Lummus show. And to have that consistency coming into the fall, going through Puyallup, Sioux Falls, the national finals, how important is that to go after that first world championship?
You know, I've got a ton of confidence. You know, if I can stay on the right end of them on the steers, and not even that, you know, I feel like I've drawn some steers that haven't necessarily been as great, but I'm just making great runs, and just you know, all of that just stems from confidence. You know, it's just simple.
Well, when you're on a horse like that, that gives you confidence on any type of steer you have drawn. You can see right here, Winston McGraw's owner of this horse. Obviously, he's an American quarter horse, but you see guys' names on there that have won on Swamper: Jesse Brown, Mike McGinn, Stephen Culling, yourself, Dakota, you know, and Wag, Gavin Swallow. You put guys like that on, you know, that's money that's going into Winston's pocket because of mountain guys. But we got to talk about the Hayes horse too, how important that is, and that team that gives you guys that opportunity.
You know, I think Hazen horses are looked over. I think they're honestly, in a way, more important than the bulldogging horses. I think that if steers aren't getting picked up and giving your guys opportunities to win, we don't get to do what we do. And Lucky's done a fantastic job. Clayton Haas bought that horse as a 2-year-old, trained him, did all the things himself, and hazed at the national finals last year on him. And it just, you know, Swamper isn't the superstar he is without a superstar on the other side, and they're overlooked so much. But you know, it's just as important.
Well, I want to give one last comment to Swamper here. We've got to give a shout out to Blake Knowles, the son of Butch Knowles, who's going to be hosting our rodeo performance later on. He had a huge hand in this horse's history.
Yeah. Blake trained the horse from the ground up, and just was kind of on his way out of the career, on his career, and it gave that horse a great home, and he's become a superstar.
Well, my favorite part of that is he has pictures of him actually using Swamper as a pack horse up in the mountains. So made sure that steer wrestling horse was nice and tough before he went to the rodeo scene.
Yeah. Well, another cool story about Swamper, they cracked him out. His first big rodeo was Cheyenne. Like, he was second string, horse went down. Swamper handled that pressure and has continued to handle it from that point to now. And he's one of the superstars, and look out, horse of the year potentially.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a couple of horses that have a chance to win that, but I sure hope ours does.
And you take a look at all the competitors that are coming up. 5-time world champion Tyler Wagaspack. We got Will Lummus, Cody Devers, Tryson Calavaya all the way from Hawaii. He's having a great year. Bridger Anderson, Justin Schaefer, Jesse Brown, Chance Howard. It is going to be a tough day in the steer wrestling. And of course, it is Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply, so we're bringing you all the updates as they're happening. Will Lummus, you were just over there signing autographs. You had time to go over there and find out what steer you had. Then you came here on Rodeo Live. Give us the update. What steer do you have? What are we looking forward to today?
I've got a rerun. My second run here in Puyallup, I was 4 flat, and I feel like I left a little meat on the table there. Missed the bear a little bit, but I'm gonna bring the heater tonight and see what happens. And I mean, there's all the steers are cherry picked today, so it should be it should be a really tight bulldog. And you see some ties. I mean, I don't see any reason why 4th and 5th. I mean, we're gonna have some tiebreakers probably today.
Well, and Tim, you talked about it when you talk to these guys. Hey, the pressure's on, go after it. You run at it every time. You're in a situation where you don't have to back off. You're number one. You go win as much as you can. There's some guys on that list we've just seen. They have to do the same thing because they're at the bottom. They cannot back off. But you're kind of a roadblock for them.
Well, I feel like in my career I've backed off a lot, and this year, even going into the finals last year, that was my goal, not to back off ever. And I feel like I've done that this year. And there's some guys that are on the bubble, and they need to win right here. And this could be a huge step to get to Sioux Falls and make their Chance Howard make his first national finals. He's 14th in the world right now, and Chance deserves to make the finals. Chance belongs better, as good as anybody out here. So I really look forward to him doing well today, and I hope he does.
Well, that's going to be kind of our theme of the day. Let it all hang out. Don't hold back. We're going to see that same thing happening in the tie-down roping. And Riley Pruitt, he is our tie-down roper that I want to talk about. Sierra, he just happens to be your cousin. So you've got that front row seat to this amazing career and what's going on with Riley.
I knew I recognized that name, yes. Riley Pruitt is my cousin. Honestly, we have to give a shout out to the horsepower that he's on Snowman. It's been such a cool story with Snowman, speaking of amazing horsepower, because he had him as a 5-year-old. Actually, his mother got him as a barrel horse, and turns out pretty good at the calf roping too. So Riley went ahead and bought him from Marty, his mother, and now he's been doing an amazing job on Snowman, winning so much money. He won the circuit last year, the Mountain State Circuit. $42,000 was his circuit standings there in the end of it. So needless to say, he won it. Snowman won Horse of the Year for the Mountain State Circuit, and now he's number 3 in the world, and I'm really excited to see him back in the Thomas & Mack.
Well, Riley Pruitt's definitely put himself in world title contention going into the National Finals Rodeo, but he's going to have to get past this guy, the 2-time reigning world champion, Riley Webb. And I think anybody who follows rodeo, follows tie-down roping, they have been learning this name and seeing it every single day since I think Riley was about 12 years old. He is one of the most unbelievable young tie-down ropers in the world. He's a champion.
Yeah, and getting to watch Riley at that young age going to where he is today, 2-time world champion. But we talk about horsepower, you mentioned it. It is so impressive. This kid at a young age knew that horsepower was key. And Will, just like we talked in steer wrestling, that is 80% of it. If you have a horse that lets you go do your job, it's so much easier to win and be in that number 1 spot. And that's what we see with Riley.
Yeah, no, I agree. The horsepower is number 1 and so key. But I feel like when you put guys like Riley Webb, who's a total animal, when you put him on a horse that's that good, same in the steer wrestling, it's kind of hard not to win. I mean, it really is. If you back in there and do your job, it honestly, we make it harder than it is.
Well, as a bareback rider watching Riley Webb, talk about a kid that can execute the perfect plan. First time he goes to the finals, he's got a monster lead. He protects the lead at the national finals, doesn't have the greatest national finals, goes on to win his first world title. Last year, comes in there, guns blazing, wins multiple rounds at the beginning, catches the lead, builds a lead, and then makes everybody make a mistake trying to press to get to him. This kid could possibly go down as one of the greatest tie-down ropers we've ever seen. Like, for a young man to execute plans that good at this stage of his career, that's so impressive.
Yeah, I think a word that we don't use enough to describe the tie-down ropers is just an absolute athlete, and that is Riley Webb. Same with you, Will Lummus, in the steer wrestling. We wish you the best of luck today. Congratulations on an amazing season.
Thank you very much.
You definitely want to tune in for Will. He's going to be chasing that Puyallup championship coming up later on, but we have to talk about our women athletes when we come back. Barrel racing, breakaway roping, it is some tough competition.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Ariat. Ready, set, riding boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
Welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We have to talk about our superstar women athletes in the breakaway roping. This has quickly become the fan favorite, popular event for everyone to watch. It is so quick. It is so tough. Arena records broken across the country. Sierra Spratt, you've got the inside scoop. Who are you looking at in the breakaway roping?
Every single girl. I mean, of course, it's important what calf you draw, of course, especially in a setup like this. But honestly, I know clean slate. I know breakaway ropers, and breakaway ropers, they let it all hang out, Tim, just like you said. And I think especially in a setup like this kind of money on the line, I can't imagine anyone's taking an extra swing, anyone's safetying up.
No, you definitely can. It's going to be tough. They want to move on to that four-man with that clean slate as well. It is not about an average anymore. That is all out the window here. Martha Angeloni, world champion, ice water in her veins. She is not where she wants to be in the world standings, but with her go-round wins being here, that could turn around so fast.
She has had a little bit of a tough year. I mean, not the Martha that we know and we love. I mean, she struggled a little bit through the winter, but then she came to the Northwest and she's kind of turned it around. She's coming off of a win in Ellensburg, a co-champion with Bo. And honestly, seeing her rope, I mean, it just seems like she's back. She might have just needed that win to just kind of kickstart knowing it. I mean, you never know. She might have been drawing bad. She might have been in her head, but now it seems like she's back where she needs to be.
Well, and if you look at the standings, she's 25,000 roughly back of the top 15. There is a lot of money left to be won with what's left here at Puyallup, with what's at Mandan, what is at the Governor's Cup. I mean, there is so much money left for Martha to go get. So look out. She might take one of those 15 spots away from one of those girls that have been there all year long.
Yeah, it goes to show. Sorry, PRC is growing so much in years past. You would have said at this point in the year, 25,000, no way. You know, go ahead and make money and go home. Not anymore. It can turn around very quickly in a month.
Another one that I'm watching, definitely number 5, definitely making the NFBR so far. I got to talk about Haley Williams, because her loop last night, I mean, again, she went for it, no fear. I don't know if I have ever seen Haley rope with fear or taking extra swings right there. I mean, that calf kind of went off to the right, too. It was a little bit of a riskier shot, and you can see it wasn't the cleanest loop, but it worked, and she was smiling and waving after it. She knows that, all right, you know what, I did my job out there.
I love how you mentioned this, because Haley Williams, you know, you mentioned fear. She didn't even look back. She knew she was clean. She knew she was good. She's smiling to the crowd. She has all the confidence in the world. Where do you think that comes from? A little bit of a family time maybe kind of helps her to have that confidence down the road?
I mean, it's got to be coming from speed, right? Is that what you were going to say?
Oh, her dad's speed.
Yeah.
I bet he gives her a little bit of confidence. But Mama Jennifer, I promise you, that's where she gets a lot of it.
Yeah, that's probably where Speed got all his confidence, too. It's Jennifer as well. Here's a look at our group of breakaway ropers we're going to be seeing compete in just a couple of hours. Martha Angeloni, we mentioned her. Brady Good. Their world standings positions right there. Braylee Shepard, past Rookie of the Year. It's going to be so much fun to watch. I feel like we're going to see some really fast times. We're going to see some broken barriers. Gotta love the breakaway roping. But of course, we also love the barrel racing. It has been so fast. We've already had 2 arena records broken. I think Anita Ellis is one that I'm always looking at. She has had an amazing season. She comes into the Calgary Stampede, made her way there via qualifier on this young 5-year-old horse. This is Rico, and this was their first run where you can see that the rein flipped over his head. This 5-year-old horse, fresh off his maturity year, still completed the pattern, then turns around and comes back in day number 2 to break the arena record, 13:52. I am just blown away by the age and maturity of this horse, and not to mention the confidence that Anita has put into him as a trainer.
I completely agree. I was kind of getting Scamper flashbacks a little bit there. I mean, that horse to just complete the pattern didn't miss a beat. I mean, you think Anita would panic, maybe Rico would panic. Nope, neither of them. They knew exactly what they needed to do and finished the run.
Yeah, they came back so strong. Here's a look at the fastest times we have seen so far. So close with that 13:52 and that 13:54. Katie Jo Halbert, she had that arena record for one day. Wyatt Johnson, also super fast. Her and Mo look so good, and she needs a win. This is crunch time for her, but this setup, Mo loves it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, when I had walked up and seen the arena live first time, my first thought was, wow, it's smaller than it looks on TV. I feel like that happens a lot, but it seems like some of these horses, if they're anticipating those barrels at all, this is not the place to take them, but all of these horses have really stepped up.
Right, it's definitely a tight pattern. Those barrels right up against the fence, especially with that grandstand there. You took a look, a lot of fan favorites. Emily Beisel, she's going to be running Chewy. Sharon Hall, she made it here on a borrowed horse. We've watched her on Hello Stella all year, got a last-minute phone call that she made it here into Puyallup, borrows this amazing young horse called Olive. Now she's here in the finals. How cool is that, Tim? I'm going to look at you here on the barrel race. We got to get you in on a comment. How much do you just love the barrel racing as a fan? It's gotten to be so exciting.
It has to be so exciting. When these girls are coming out and laying runs down like that, it's really exciting. When you have 2 girls come in here and snap an arena record off, I don't know exactly how long Puyallup's been here, but there's a lot of history in this arena. There's been a lot of fantastic barrel horses that have ran this pattern in here. And for these two girls, I mean, to come in here and take down big names, too, to do it, they're showing no fear, they're showing no slack, and they're going for it every time.
They want to get in that top 4 position in order to move on to Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls, try to make NFR qualifications. So much is on the line across all of the events. When we come back, we're going to cover the classic event, saddle bronc riding, here on Rodeo Live.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Of our crew and joining scones, one of the many things that make Puyallup, Washington special. Our fans are having fun out there enjoying Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We're getting closer and closer to the finals here at the Cinch Playoffs. In the saddle bronc riding, we have a lot of different storylines going, from world title championships to a possibility of some bubble guys. I want to start with talking about Logan Hay. Logan Hay is on the bubble yet again. He said at the very beginning of this rodeo that he made a goal to not find himself in that position, but he battled it out last year, and he is on his way to battling it out again in 2025, 19th in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Logan's been here, done that, and accomplished the goal. Do you want to be on the bubble? No, no one ever wants to be on the bubble. But sometimes that's just how the draw shakes out in your year. But this is the opportunity. Logan Hay, Dandy Delight, they just won the short round at Ellensburg. I've watched Zeke Thurston be 92.5 on this horse in Pinoca. This is the draw for this round of 8. I mean, this horse would normally go into the round of 4, but it's a fantastic round of 4. With Logan needing all the chips down, shove them to the middle, this is the one you wanted to pull out of the hat.
Logan Hay has not been making mistakes, and I agree, Dandy Delight is the pick of the pin if you were going to ask me, but we have some awesome guys coming up, including world #1 Ryder Wright. We saw him win the round just the other day, didn't do the winner interview, went straight to check on his brother Stetson. Ryder, he's a 3-time world champion. Brody Kress, also always in world title contention, a 3-time average winner at the NFR. Brody, maybe one of the most consistent saddle bronc riders going down the road.
Absolutely, he's proven that at the national finals, as many average championships as he's won. And this guy, you know, he's so phenomenal on any type of horse, and that's what's so cool about Brody. It doesn't matter if it's an E-pin, just a hopper, he's going to go get your money and get that average title like we've seen him do. Now, it's a little bit different here. Puyallup, no average included. It's one and gun, right? You go many points as you can and move on. But look out, Brody has a good horse. What do you think, Tim? Can you get it done?
I mean, with Flying Karma, Brody just doesn't make mistakes. I mean, but either does this guy, the Iceman, the 3-time world champion. I mean, Ryder Wright goes out there and has got that it factor about him. He will go do what it takes. He will go that extra inch up the neck. He will fly to the front, handles his rein. I mean, in a family of the most historic bronc riding lineage, he's the one that's coming out as the favorite, which is crazy to say in that the right family altogether. That rider's the one, but he is the one. When the chips are down, he can go nullify any mistake with this style that he has.
I love the word that you used, it factor, because that is exactly how I would describe Ryder's style. He's got his basics down, obviously the foundation with the family. Cody taught him everything he knows in terms of lifting on his rein, holding his feet, all that, but he adds an extra flash with his style that other saddle bronc riders maybe don't always have. He adds the pizzazz. He really sticks his feet, holds it for a second, and it just really shows off a horse. And Grand Slam Baby, that's going to be the matchup. That horse kind of has a bit of a different style as well. Ryder, he's adaptable. He's a perfect build for a bronc rider, and he wants another world title. He's got kind of a safe spot here on that #1 spot, but he wants to be #1 going into Las Vegas. But why do we keep talking about the Governor's Cup and its correlation with the cinch playoffs? This is the big deal. Everybody learned last year with this event that they need to be at the Governor's Cup if they want to go to the NFR, if they want to be #1 in the world. This happened with Damian Brennan. He set a regular season earnings record because of the money he won at the Governor's Cup. They're going to take the top 4 guys out of every single event onto Sioux Falls. So that's where you want to be.
Yeah, and we've seen what the Governor's Cup did for a guy like Tyler Wagaspack. He wasn't even in the top 20. He went, did good there, and got into the National Finals Rodeo.
Well, let's just put in perspective. In 2013, it took $65,000 to make it in the 15th hole in the bareback riding. You can win $65,000 alone at the Governor's Cup. I mean, this can blow a world title race way out of proportion. This can bring guys back from being way down the bubble in that 20th, 25th hole. Say you get through in this Final Four and you get that opportunity to go to the Governor's Cup. You can come from way back of the pack and pull it off to get to the national finals.
Yeah, no doubt that the cinch playoffs, the Governor's Cup, the Pro Tour, that is what has taken PRCA and this season to the next level, bringing us to the next level in our sport, making these guys have a lot of money going into Las Vegas. But a guy that definitely wants to see himself at the Governor's Cup, he's battling an injury. Wyatt Casper is our higher comeback story of the day going into the finals. Katie Lucas is going to bring us an update.
Well, this week, our Higher Boots comeback story is saddle bronc rider Wyatt Casper. Back on July 30th, he was riding in the Zeke Thurston Extreme Broncs Invitational. He had a great showing there at that event, but as he was coming down from his winning 93.5-point ride on C5 Rodeo's Virgil, he sustained a broken ankle. At the time, they thought it was looking pretty good. They thought just a couple weeks of rest would help him recover enough to get back to competition. He tried it on at the Extreme Broncs finale because of the huge purse that was available there. At that point, he was hoping to punch his ticket to the National Finals Rodeo so he could go home and rest. But he told me that he experienced a lot more pain than he expected. So they did an additional set of x-rays on the ankle and actually realized that that bone was displaced more than they had originally seen on the first round of x-rays. So it was off to surgery just 2 weeks ago for Wyatt Casper. And in true cowboy fashion, he is battling his way back into the arena to try get to the National Finals Rodeo. I talked with him earlier and he says, I had to come out because I wasn't going to sit at home and get bumped out for Vegas. It's a little sore to ride with, but a long ways from the heart. That is our Higher Boots comeback story right here in Puyallup. More Rodeo Live coming your way. Our panelists are going to make their rodeo picks. Who are they going to go with? Find out next.
Well, the breakaway ropers there getting closer into the arena as we get closer to the start of the Cinch Playoffs live from Puyallup, Washington. Just about 5 minutes left to go before we kick off all the rodeo action. But you know, we gotta have a little friendly competition amongst our panelists up here. Our rodeo picks. We're making it part of the summer rodeo run, and I am determined to win some money because I have not had any luck on my rodeo picks so far all season long, but I really feel good about it now. So let's go through the bareback riding. Tim, I know I'm gonna start with you because, you know, you're a 3-time world champion, pretty casual. Give us the inside. Who's your bareback rider? Who's your rodeo pick?
My rodeo pick is Rocker Steiner.
Oh, you really went on a limb there. Okay, I'm gonna go with mine. Mine is the young Wacy Shala. I'll explain later. Sierra, who's your bareback rider?
I copied the professional. I went with Rocker too. I might have cheated. I saw what he wrote down. So.
That's fair. Okay, Luke, I'm seeing your pick, but go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, Jacek Frost on True Grit. How can you not pass that one up?
Okay, I'm going with Wacy. I really feel good about him. I know he's got big-time horsepower, but when I saw him ride at Salt Lake City, he had night faded for that win. That was that next-level eliminator-style horse. That's what he has here today. He said he showed himself that he can handle high-caliber horses, and I really believe in him. I think he's going to do it. He's my pick. Now, Rocker, he's kind of proven himself time and time again lately.
Yeah, Rocker and Buster, this is what they won the 8-round on here last year. He's towards the end of the lineup. He's handling these bigger, stronger horses so much better. #1 guy in the world. He's going to knock this down.
Yeah, that's why I picked him too. Yeah.
Good call. Okay, and in the steer wrestling, I'm going to say that I went with Will Lummus because he is an amazing guest here on Rodeo Live, and because he's #1 in the world, and because he's Will Lummus, and wouldn't you pick him? He's an amazing person. But I want to know who Luke Branquinho picked in the steer wrestling because you're our guy.
Yeah, because Will's not letting off the throttle. He's all the way down, gas to the floor, and Will Lummus is my pick all the way from here. Look out to the national finals. Will Lummus might go get his first world championship.
Okay,
and it's gonna
don't be switching. When we get to Vegas, you can't switch and you got to stick to it. Okay, who do you guys have?
I picked Will, and I swear I didn't cheat. I
Yes, you did.
swear, no.
She looked at my notes.
And I didn't know that he was coming on the show either. This was just truly, I've seen Will do amazing all season long. He's dominating. I don't think he's letting up. I agree.
Okay, mix it up here, Tim. Who do you have?
I am going to go against the grain with a 5-time world champion who is also riding Swampert. I mean, you put the guy on the horse, the guy gets it done. Tyler Wag.
Okay, that's probably a good choice. You also didn't go out on a limb there. In the team roping, I'm going with the veteran. I've been following Jade Corkill his entire career. Clint Summers, Jade Corkill. I love watching it. They're my team.
All right, I'm going to go top of the standings with Levi Lord in the heeling, and 16th man, first guy out, in Shea Carroll. Shea is in a position needing to win, and Levi is going to go do his job. So I'm going Shea Carroll and Levi Lord.
I like that new pair this year. They've been fun to watch. Tim, who do you have?
I also went with Clint Summers and Jade Corkill. I mean, when you got a world champion out there, you can't bet against gold buckles at that point.
Sierra, you're a roper. You know your stuff. Let's hear it.
I do, and I didn't copy, and I have someone new. I'm pretty excited. It's Andrew Ward and Jake Long. I went with some veterans. These guys, they've been there, done that in every arena possible, so I'm feeling confident with them.
I'm going to go ahead and stick with you and let you go first on the breakaway. Who's your breakaway pick?
Ooh, I went with Haley Williams. We just talked about her a little bit ago, but like I said, she has shown no fear in this setup. She absolutely nailed the start in the past couple of rounds. I don't think she's going to do any differently. I think her confidence just grows every time.
I also copied earlier themes. Martha Angeloni, world champion. She's on the bubble, and we are headed back to the national finals breakaway roping for her. Breakaway.
Martha. That's me. She's going to roll on.
Who do you have?
Joey Williams.
Oh, I love
Veteran of
Joey
the group.
Williams.
She's going to get it done today.
Good choice. Okay, we got to keep going. Saddle bronc riding. I am going with the Canadian Q Taylor, just outside the top 15. He has been riding incredible all year, and I feel like they're just now starting to notice how talented of a saddle bronc rider he really is. Exotic Warrior. Love that name. Love that horse. Let's hear it.
That was my pick, Q Taylor and Exotic Warrior.
I did Logan Hay because of Danny Delight coming off a big win of Ellensburg. I don't remember who won. Do you remember, Janie? Help me out.
Some guy named Jake Finlay. Okay, who do we have?
Well, I just copied Sierra. I mean, Danny Delight, Logan Hay, bubble matchup.
Okay.
When you need it, you got to do it.
Okay, in the tie down, Marty Yates. Always count on him. He made it through.
Dylan Hancock.
Riley Pruitt, got to.
With NBC Pride, Tom Kraus.
And the barrel racing, we've talked about her. Can't stop talking about her. Anita Ellis, new arena record holder. I think she could break it all over again with that horse, Rico. Who do you have, Sierra?
I got to go with Lisa Lockhart. I'm a huge fan, always will be.
Michelle Alley on Stiletto for the first run. She moves on. She's going to ride Magic Mike in the round 4.
There you go. Inside scoop. You heard it right here on Rodeo Live. Who do you have?
I got to take Anita Ellis. She's doing too much this year to count against her.
She is amazing, and I'm going to go in the bull riding. We're going through this because we're excited. We're ready to kick off this rodeo. Kai Hamilton, our 2023 world champion. He was on our show. I love an Australian. There you go.
I'm going an Australian, but it's not Kai Hamilton. I'm going with Quinn Anderson.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Good
See, I
choice.
went with Wasey. I know we already had Wace picked for a different event. I think Wasey's going to do great.
Different event, doesn't count.
When it comes to Puyallup, Kai Hamilton just gets the job done. He's going to get it done today, and he's going to get himself back in this world title race in a real contention.
That is our ultimate theme. Let it all hang out. Lay it all on the line. That is what's happening coming up at the Cinch Playoff. Jeff Metters and Butch Knowles will be taking you through this rodeo. It is time. Here in Puyallup, Washington, the Cinch Playoff starts now.